here we are, Gary. The big guy, Tron, is not here today. So you and I are going to have to soldier through this on our own. We're at 1118 South Duff, which is one of the Swift stops that Gary owns. Gary is a Cyclone fan, ex-Cyclone athlete, so it's good for me to have him here when Tron's not. So between us, we're going to have a conversation. Before that, I'm going to get a little of the homework out of the way. Last week's winner was Bill Elder. Bill, do you know him? Good. He lives in Albert Lee. He has won before too.
Yeah.
So
I used to live in Ames.
Used to live in Ames. Okay. So Bill, I'll be contacting you with your winnings from last week. And to segue into this week, Gary's giving a $50 gift certificate for this particular Swift stop at 1118 South Duff. So you can use it probably on potato chips if you want.
Anything.
Yeah. Okay. And being at this Swift stop, I'm here a lot, and there's a wide array of things you can get, anywhere from food products to there's some things that you might need for your car, like you know,
motor oil.
There you go, oil.
WD-40.
Washer fluid. Everybody needs washer fluid, I think. So, but we're going to go on. We're going to work on our 3 games. But the first thing I want to talk about, Gary, happy homecoming. That's a great title on the post game on the Sunday Tribune. Give me your feelings on the homecoming game.
Well, it was a terrific game, and you know what's great to see, not only for this homecoming game, but all the other games is there's sellout crowds.
Yeah.
You look across and see it filled up with Cardinal gold across the start. And it's terrific. And of course, homecoming is special. We had a lot of former football players that were back for the athletic director's reception as well, coming back for homecoming. And to see a win is always great. And to get back on track, because I think that was one of the key wins that we need to go to a bowl. Now we only need one win. And of course we lost not, which is going to be a tremendous loss. And what a warrior that kid is to play through the injuries he's played through, and now he unfortunately may be done.
Gary, one other thing, I want to get your individual feeling on the new building and all that you went through over the weekend. This is an exciting time to be a Cyclone.
It is. I don't know that there's been a better time.
Yeah.
When I look, I've been here through the thin times, you know, with the facilities when we used to take buses from one place to another. And to look at this new Bergstrom facility out there is unbelievable. And I talked to one of our trainers, and he said there's nobody in the country, I don't care if it's Ohio State, USC, Notre Dame, that's got a weight room like Iowa State has right now in the facility. They've got a piece of equipment. I didn't know there was that many muscles in the body that you could have a piece of equipment for to get ready. Yeah. But you know, it's always catch up with the Joneses time. And sooner or later, the other teams will have the equipment the same kind. But right now, we got state of the art. And if you need to go through it. If you're an Iowa State fan, you need to go out there and see that building. It's tremendous.
That's great. I think those are just leading up to, once again, as Gary says, the game was fabulous.
Yeah.
The new housing for our athletes is outstanding. It seems to be all coming together. Yes, we're going to miss Jake, but we're a team. And I think there's going to be Jeremiah, and there's going to be people to step in for him. Maybe not at the capacity he is yet, but it's going to be a good activity for him to learn for next year, too.
Well, we should be, and Miller will be back in there. And, you know, we've been, defense is a team thing, and you hate to lose a key kid like that, but defense is our strong suit.
It is.
And one thing we got out of that homecoming game was Jantz came back.
Oh, yeah.
And he has the ability to throw the ball if he just keeps away from those mistakes. And
it was fun to see him throw the ball up the field.
We
were really expanding the defense that way. So, well, let's get on to week 10 here, Gary. The first game we're going to talk about is Iowa at Indiana. And I'm going to let you go ahead and pontificate a little bit on the game here. It's at Indiana, so you go ahead and...
you know, I'm going to pick the Hawks. The Hawks played so poorly last week. And Indiana is a team that can score points. I think Iowa's strength has been their defense. And I just think that Iowa will be able to score some against Indiana because they've given up a lot of points. Their defense hasn't been that good. And Iowa, over the time with Ferentz, seems to be, when they played a lousy game, they seem to come back. Just like they won at Michigan State on the road, and I didn't think they could do it. So I'm going to pick the Hawks in this.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go the other way. I think just to balance things up here a little bit, I know that Indiana's got some talent. They've got a very good young running back and a very good young quarterback. At Indiana, I think maybe even in football to a certain degree, I've always had people tell me, hey, if you're going to get your hiney kicked, you're going to get a kick whatever turf you're on, you know. But I'm going to go to Indiana because actually what I say or what Gary said doesn't matter anyway, but we're just saying what we think. Go on, this could be a great football game. This Texas Tech. Go ahead, Gary.
I'm going to take Texas Tech. Texas is down seemingly this year, and they've given up some points. The defenses, they're supposed to be outstanding starting this year. They thought they were going to be, but they got a lot of young players, and it hasn't been there. Texas Tech could score, and I think against the run, I think they'll probably be pretty strong. So I want to take Texas Tech, and the fact that it's at home as well.
I like that pick. I've been questioning the heart and a lot of things on Texas for a number of years, and I started this year with the same feeling. Everybody said how great they were going to be, and I thought, to me, they had to still prove it. And I don't think they've really proven that or answered that question. I like Tech. I like Tommy Tuberville. He's a great coach. There's probably some people in other parts of the U.S. that kind of wish they could have re-rolled that decision a few years ago. But
well, you know, Mac, not to interrupt here,
yeah.
but Texas, Mac Brown. You know, Mac was a coach here.
Yes.
Got to know Mac. Has been a good friend for years. I like to see him have success just because he's a former Iowa Stater. But this is a tough year, and he's got a lot of pressure on him down there.
He does. He's got a, you know, when you're in a place like that, it's pressure. There's pressure every place.
Win.
But that's definitely pressurized. And so, okay, so I guess we're going to agree on the Texas Tech game. That's great. And then, Gary, go ahead on Oklahoma and Iowa State.
I'm taking the Cyclones. They're at their home. I'm a Cyclone. I'm always going with the Cyclones. Yeah. And I think Oklahoma, they didn't get their running game going. I know Notre Dame is tough, but our defense's strength against the run. Not will hurt us being out of that linebacker position, but if we can get Jans throwing the ball and pick up some offense, I think we got a chance with a great crowd coming in here. It'll be an explosive crowd and home field advantage.
Do you know what time the game is?
11 o'clock.
I've heard it's 11.
11 a.m.
Okay. I think that'll be a plus for us too. I really do.
Nice day.
Yeah,
it'll be great for the fans to get out.
Yeah, beautiful day. Oklahoma and Iowa State. Everybody's first, I know their first thought, oh, take Oklahoma. I'm like Gary. I think we're going to put it on them. I still don't think, for supposedly having one of the finest quarterbacks in America coming into the season, I don't know what you think, Gary, but I think Landry Jones has not really answered some of those questions. I think offensively they're very predictable. I think A.J. Klein is going to work overtime getting people in the right spots, because him and Jake really did a good job of that. A.J. is going to have to take over and get people to the spots, and it's like Wally has always said, these guys, our defense, are all D1 players. If we can get them in the right spots, let them go play football, we're going to have a pretty good game. I think we can beat Oklahoma. And I know everybody goes, I know, Wagner, you always. But I think this year we've got reasons to, because our defense is really, really salty, and that helps. We get a little aerial game going.
Some forecasters are going, Rhodes always has had a big upset. And early in the year, 3-4 weeks ago, one of those guys said, watch out, the Oklahoma game is his game to get this year. So let's hope they're right.
Yeah, and I think they noticed too, Gary, I think that was fun. That had to be a great locker room last Saturday night. And I think, you know, winning is infectious, and I hope we've been infected.
I'm sure, like you say, there's nothing like winning. And,
no.
You come off a win and a homecoming win like that, the kids are going to be really fired up for this one. And Oklahoma fires up everybody.
Sure they do.
Because of their tradition.
Sure they do. Yeah. Well, in lieu of Tron, Gary and I have carried on, maybe not at the tenacity level that we normally have, but I think we've had a pretty good time here. And probably follow Gary's picks, probably not mine. I'm not presenting myself very well this year, so Gary's probably the picks to follow. And with that, like Tron always says, that's a wrap.